I think it was about 1963 we started making our own records. Tony Hatch had heard about us. Took us down to London and we made our first budget album, Highland Fling, and it just took off. And from that moment in time, the Alexander Brothers just started to climb the ladder. And then, of course, we're up here. We always come back here after that summer to stay with our landlady round the corner here.
Agnes Lowe.
Agnes Lowe. And we were at a ceilidh one night up in one of the local hotels. And this friend of ours, Peg Smith, again lives just round the corner there. And she got up and sang this beautiful song. And Jack inquired about it.
Yeah, I said, what's that? I've never heard that. We were appearing actually in the Perth Theatre at that time. And we were down for the weekend. And I said, I haven't heard that song before. What's the name of that song? Oh, she says, that's my party song. I'm nobody's child. And I had never really heard the song before, so I got the words from her. And
we performed it in the theatre.
We performed it in the theatre with great success. They loved it. I mean, they were sitting greeting and everything. So I phoned Tony Hatch in London. Of course, Tony was in a different scene altogether. He was writing downtowns and all these sort of things. And he says, you don't want to sing that song, do you? I said, yeah, we do. So we went down to London and recorded the song, and it just took off. And it was great for us. We went suddenly from becoming sort of there to up there. And everywhere we went, we were playing to packed business, you know.
I remember doing a tour. On the Tuesday, we went to the Perth City Hall. That's a big place. Sold out 2 houses. Then the big one was the Caird Hall in Dundee. And we were led to believe at that time, the only 2 people that had filled it, Danny Kaye was one, and was it the Beatles?
The Beatles?
Yeah. And we sold out the 2 houses there. Now, you don't get much bigger in Scotland than playing and filling these places.
I'll never forget walking down the street in Dundee at that time. And you know, the newspapers have got the posters out, the billboard things. And the thing on the poster said, Alexander Brothers do Beatles business. And I said, no bad for 2 painters, was she?
Scotland, where the Highland air is keen, where the islands lie serene.
We appeared on television many times over a period of maybe 4 years in the early 60s. And then we got the opportunity to start on our own show.
It was a small show, half-hour show, dancers, Tom and I, and a guest every week. And we had people like Dave Allen as a guest, and Rog Whittaker. We had good guests, and it reached the top of the ratings. And the transformation from before that till then, it was unbelievable, because people recognised you in the street all of a sudden. Oh, that's the Alexander Brothers, and people knew you. And it gave us another lift. You know what I mean? When you were selling, if you're doing a theatre, it helped to sell the tickets. And it just went on from there, Tom.
That's right.
And as sure as night and day, we have a dram together, and they call it Hogmanay.
My favourite introduction comes from Jack Alexander himself. He says, you know, when poor Elvis died, for 6 months with nothing but Elvis records on the radio, when Bing died, for 6 months with nothing but Bing records on the radio, we all hope that Tom and Jack live forever.
When I was a wee lad, the pleasures I knew were simple in context and numbered with you. French toast and square sausage, plain football was my wee china pig. It was made out of wally and it weighed a half-ton. It would still keep you roasting when a rubber yin's done. Just fill with hot water and screw down the lid and jump into bed with your wee china pig.
Social Secretary Anne Fields here is going to handle telegrams. And here's one from a great pal of ours, Jimmy Kosker, who was the MD and played the piano in so many of the shows. Dear Tom and Jack, it is a great pleasure and privilege to get the chance to say something on such a wonderful occasion. During the Pride of the North season, we all used to meet at breakfast in the Malacca Hotel in Aberdeen where we stayed, and inevitably the stories would start. A friend called in for a coffee one morning. He was in Aberdeen with another show, and he started telling us about a show he'd done at one of the oil terminals up north. And he told us how the male workers dance with each other. Jack suddenly stopped him in mid-sentence and says, I must tell you, Tom. He said, why? Jack says, well, your Tom's a lovely dancer. Oh dear, this one is from, where is that? Buckingham Palace. And this is for real, by the way, it's no gag. Although the Queen is unable to write personally to the Alexanderborough, I am to tell you that Her Majesty was interested to hear about Tom and Jack's long career and their charity work, and hopes that they greatly enjoy the surprise dinner you are holding to honour their achievement in September. Isn't that nice? Boys, do you think all these years ago you get telegrams from Ellie Sutherland and Galt's ages? Knew you'd get them for a blooming Queen. And here is one from Donald Dewar, the Secretary of State for Scotland. I am delighted to have this opportunity to congratulate the Alexanderborough on reaching their 40th year as professional entertainers. Tom and Jack are given great pleasure to countless people, both here in Scotland and abroad, through their concert appearances, recordings and broadcasts. They have helped ensure that Scotland's great treasury of traditional music and songs remain a rich and living art form. Audiences have long enjoyed the Alexanderborough music, but they have also relished the good humour and relaxed style which makes an Alexanderborough concert so pleasurable.
You'll never come across two such talented people as the Alexander. Individually talented. Where would you get a better accordionist than Tom? There's not one in the country. Where would you get a talented singer like Jack who can accompany himself on the piano? Very few in the country. So when you put these two things together, you have a phenomenon. And they only happen once in a long, long time.
We wish a happy birthday to all at STV, but I wonder why in all those years they never upped their fee. And with you, and with you, and with you, my Johnny lad, I'll dance the buckles half mushing for you, my Johnny lad. And with you, and with you, and with you, Johnny lad, I'll dance the buckles half mushing for you.
Well, Tom, what do you think?
Some 40 years, eh?
Wasn't that a great night? Tom, here's to the next 40 years.
Why not?